I've officially reached my 4-year mark on testosterone. And whenever I reach a milestone like that, I always take some time to reflect back upon everything. You know, the past 4 years have been some of the best and beautiful and challenging years of my life, and I wouldn't change it for anything else. I also understand I have not made a video in a while, and I'm not even going to apologize for that because I have been so busy, but I figured why not do a video of my 4-year on T, because honestly I didn't do a 3-year on T video, and I don't really know what was going on in my life of why I didn't make a video for 3 years on testosterone. So the last time I made a video of an update like this, I was 2 years on testosterone. So since a lot has happened in the past 2 years, I decided to rewatch my 2 years on testosterone video just to get a better idea of what I was going through at that time and what I looked like, what I sounded like, all that good stuff. And if I'm being honest with you all, not a whole lot has changed from what I was talking about in that video. There's been some little minor changes, but honestly, this video is going to be formatted a little bit differently where I don't really know. We're just going to go for it. So on my 2-year on testosterone video, the main change that I talked about was facial hair growth. And that is honestly still a thing. But during that time, I was only able to grow facial hair really on my chin. And that was pretty much it. I was starting to get some sideburns coming in, but not a whole lot. I did briefly talk about being able to grow in a little bit of a chin strap, but it was really patchy, and so I always shaved it off. That's just what I did. So in most of my photos that I have of myself over the past 2 years, I'm pretty much shaved because it was so patchy where there was no point in growing it out. But then I just got to a point where I started noticing it coming in a little bit more thick, and that was probably honestly around my 3-year mark on testosterone. And then I just decided to let it grow out a little bit more. And so right now, my facial hair and my beard is in its prime because it's No Shave November, and y'all are lucky because I didn't even shave beforehand. I had a conference that I was presenting at, and I was worried that people in the distance wouldn't see my facial hair, and so I just decided to keep it a little bit longer, and I haven't shaved since. So it's been probably 2 weeks since I've shaved, and this is what I look like when I don't shave for a couple weeks now. So a little bit close up of my facial hair so you can actually see things like my really sad mustache and my really sad patchy beard. But it really is growing in a lot more, and especially on my neck. So that's pretty cool. And honestly, something that I really didn't notice. It just gradually happened over time. So it's cool to do these videos to see that change happen. That's really been the most significant change that has been consistent throughout the years with my transition. Everything else is kind of slow, and it's a thing that I don't really realize that it's happening. And I say that because when I was looking back at my 2-year on testosterone video, I was looking at my face and I was like, my face just looks a little bit different. And so then sure enough, I pulled up my most recent video and I compared my facial structure, and it's a little bit different. It's not a whole lot different, but I feel like my face is squaring out even more, which is something that I thought I was kind of done with. So it's kind of exciting to reflect back and look back at these old videos and photos of me, and just knowing that, wow, yeah, things are still continuing to change throughout my body. And the most kind of depressing thing about looking at my 2-year on testosterone mark, I was in a peak in fitness, and lately I have not been in a peak of fitness. So that was kind of, I don't know, not discouraging to look at, but I was in a very different place in that time in my life. And I have to remind myself that I have to be kind to myself. I've gone through quite a bit over this past year, and I have been really reflecting and doing a lot of self-care and whatnot. And fitness can be that, but it was not for me in this past year, really. I've been focusing more on my creative side because I've been neglecting that. So I've been doing a lot of painting and all that kind of stuff. It's really important for me to take care of my mental health, and over the past year especially, because I had changed jobs, and so I work in the peer support world, so I do a lot of peer support, and sometimes it can get intense, and I have to remind myself that I need to take care of me, because if I'm not taking care of me, how can I be of help and support to other people when they really, really need it, So this past year has been a journey of so many things for me, and I feel like I'm grasping it and I'm getting a hold onto it, and I'm feeling really good about everything. So with that said, I'm hoping that I'm going to continue having the momentum and inspiration to continue doing videos and to continue in my fitness journey. And that way I can see more positive changes with my body, and it can help with dysphoria in so many ways for me. Wow, that was something I didn't anticipate talking about. So there you have it. But yeah, so as far as my body and progress with muscle mass, there has not been any progress with that. I did have top surgery though, so I have that. I have a flat chest now, and it's looking great. I haven't done updates since my 6-month post-op, but everything is looking great with it. The last thing on my list that I wanted to talk about, and it's really nothing related to being on testosterone, but it's just the overall reflections of things over the past couple of years. And I touched base a little bit about it, but just overall self-love and self-compassion this past year has really been a journey for me, especially with top surgery. It impacted me in ways that I didn't think it would, and ultimately it's like the best thing. It's probably one of like the top 5 best moments of my life, don't get me wrong, but it was hard. It was hard to get to that point. It was hard to willingly go and have a body part and parts of me taken off that were perfectly healthy and fine. So that was just kind of like a mind fuck to me to be processing all of that. And also post-op depression. It was very real and evident for me. So that's what I'm saying when I was doing a lot of self-care over this past year and really reconnecting with my creative side and just trying to focus on me. And I'm so thankful for my transition, for that piece of my life, right? Because it kind of forced me to slow down and to just take a breath and to really focus on me, because I give so much throughout my life. And I guess that's one thing I felt like I needed to talk about in this 4 years on testosterone, because transitioning is intense and it's hard, and advocacy is intense and it's hard, but I wouldn't change my life for anything. And there's a purpose of why I'm doing this and why I'm here, and the puzzle pieces are continuing to come together even 4 years into my transition, and I'm just stoked to see what life has in store for me and what I'm going to do and how life is just going to shape out. All right, so that's all I have to say, and thank you all for continuing to follow me, to support me, and to just be there for me, and just to be understanding and compassionate. I feel very fortunate. A lot of the followers that I have, you all are so open and loving, and I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful that I have this platform where it's community and really peer support at its finest, right? It connects people, and I'm just really thankful to be able to do things like this. But thank you all so much for watching, and I do plan to do some more videos in the near future. Life is kind of slowed down a little bit, and so I'm really taking advantage of that. And like I said, I've been doing a lot of more creative practice and stuff like that. So I hope to be doing a video within the next couple weeks or so. But until then, I hope you all have a safe and wonderful few days ahead. All right, thanks guys. Bye.